party coined the term Pappu. You use it to denigrate, to signify extreme incompetence. Let me use the next few minutes to point out what the data, the statistics tell us as to who the actual Pappu really is. NSO numbers were out yesterday. Industrial output has shrunk by 4% in October to a 26-month low. The manufacturing sector contracted 5.6%. Manufacturing is still the biggest generator of jobs. 17 of the industry sectors that make up the index of industrial production have recorded negative growth rates. Forex reserves have fallen by $72 billion in under a year. The Honorable Finance Minister yesterday during question hour mentioned how apparently 50% of FII inflows into emerging markets are coming into India. Wonderful. But her colleague, the Minister of State for External Affairs, just last Friday, in response to a question in this very House, stated that almost 2 lakh people, 1,83,741 people, renounced their Indian citizenship in the first 10 months of 2022. This exodus in 2022 takes the total number of Indians renouncing Indian citizenship under this government in the past 9 years since 2014 to over 12.5 lakh people. This year has already seen more people giving up Indian citizenship than any single given year. High net worth individuals are willing to pay up to $1 million to get citizenship of Portugal, of St. Kitts, of Greece. Is this the sign of a healthy economic environment? Of a healthy tax environment? Who's the Pappu now? The taxpayers, you and I, are paying for the ED's operations, for their prosecutions, for their investigations, for their foreign junkets. So do Parliament and public representatives have no right to ask this na khaunga, na khane dunga sarkar, who's presiding over the ED, why there is such a pathetic conviction rate of 0.5%? Is the ED's job only to harass people, or is it to actually track down and catch the perpetrators of financial crimes? What is this level of incompetence? Who's the Pappu now? I stand here today to tell the Honourable Minister, wherever she may be, to tell this government, to tell this ruling party, that all of us here have given up our lives, our youth, our jibon, our jobon, as it were, to dedicate ourselves to the service of this great land, to the service of its people. We represent the farthest corners of this country, from Karimpur to Kutch, from Katgodam to Kasargod. It is our inalienable right to ask the questions of this government. It is our right to question your incompetence. And it is this government's Raj Dharma that should make the Treasury benches sit down, listen to our voices, and not react like the proverbial Khisyani Billi. It requires enormous courage and tenacity to simply stand up here and speak the truth, and we are doing it. What this country needs is an elected government which plays hard morality, hard legality, and hard economics. No soft anything. I urge this government and the Finance Minister to take control of the economy, and I urge the people of India to take control over who they give the reins of this country to. सवाल ये नहीं है कि बस्तियां किसने जलाई, सवाल यही है कि पागल के हाथ में माचिस किसने दी.
There was this question of where is the Pappu, who's the Pappu, who's the Pappu. Actually, if only honourable member looks back into her own backyard, she'll find Pappu in West Bengal. So there's no doubt, where there are wonderful schemes which can benefit common people, West Bengal sits over it, doesn't distribute it. You don't need to search anywhere else for Pappu. But even worse, sir, even worse is this point. Matches kiske haath mein hai? This is really, I don't want to elaborate too much on it because it probably just wanted to spice the questions and the issues she raised, about which I think in different ways I've tried answering. But it's a matter of concern, sir, because kisne diya matches is not the issue, because democracy, people elect the leader and give it to the concerned leader. We don't need to undermine the people by saying kisne diya inke haath mein, janta ne diya matches. But किसके हाथ में मैचेस कैसे उपयोग में आता है, वही है इंपॉर्टेंट. मैचेस किसके हाथ में कैसे उपयोग में आया? Recently, you had, at least BJP, had a fantastic victory in Gujarat. Post-election, sir, what was the environment there? Peacefully, the new government came to power, was sworn in. Whereas compare it with what happened in West Bengal post-state government election, marches किसके हाथ में कैसे उपयोग में आया? कैसे उपयोग में आया? वो है प्रश्न, प्रश्न वो है।
पूरा बंगाल को जला दिया इन्होंने। माचिस किसके हाथ में?
हमारे हाथ में जब माचिस थी, हमने उज्ज्वला दिया, हमने उजाला दिया, हमने पीएम किसान दिया, हमने स्वच्छ भारत अभियान चलाए। जब आपके हाथ में आया माचिस, आर्सन हुआ, लूटिंग हुआ, रेप हुआ, हमारे कार्यकर्ता के घर जला दिया, और ऊपर से एक केंद्र मंत्री MOS मुरलीधरन, उनके गाड़ी के ऊपर इतना अटैक हुआ, सेंट्रल मंत्री तक सेफ नहीं था पोस्ट इलेक्शन। सो मैचेस, जेपी नड्डा जी की गाड़ी तो कैंपेन के दौरान, मुरली जी की गाड़ी, MOS के गाड़ी पोस्ट इलेक्शन। सो मैचेस किसके हाथ में कैसे काम आया, वो हम समझना चाहिए सर, ऐसे नहीं है बात।